All right. It should be working. Hello and welcome back to 17. Part 17 of Endwalker, I believe. Still on 6.4. All right. So we did a dungeon in the last one, Ether Font, and got the ether we need to bring up to the moon and create a gate to the moon to the 14th. The 13th. So that is what we're going to do now. Maybe, unless something sidetracks us. Also, I readjusted the volume, so hopefully they're better now. With the tank's transportation thus arranged, our first task is complete. We may now turn our attention to the second. To wit, obtaining the blessing of the Ilsebard contingent to use the Tower of Babel to channel energy unto the moon. It's a mouthful. Our destination is Camp Broken Glass, where we may present our petition to Commander Lucia. There's no reason or way they say no. I can't imagine why they would. Especially to us. And it's Lucia. I mean, come on. Oh, I don't need to be a samurai anymore. Just getting my sprint out of the way. Okay. Here we are again. Glad am I to hear that Garlemald's restoration proceedeth apace, and the people no longer want for warmth. Be that as it may, there's no substitute for appropriate garments in such frigid climates, as I can personally attest. Think they got another outfit stored for the moon after they get up there? Just carrying them back and forth? Per Ishtolda's advice, I have changed into clothing more suited to these surrounds, the better to blend in. I hope this will suffice. How are you doing? You are, as ever, welcome, Rin. I do not believe I have met all your comrades. Yeah, you will. Not voiced. Rin, allow me to personally thank you for your assistance during the recent Voidsent incursion. Your actions saved many. Have we not talked to you since then? It was like 88 quest. What brings you here today? Pray forgive us for not sending word in advance, Commander, but we seek your cooperation in a matter of great import. Indeed, we appreciate you consulting with us instead of taking unilateral action. 'Tis no simple matter to activate the Tower of Babel, and I speak not only of the technological challenges. Personally, I think we must consider the emotional impact of such an action above all else. Right, we're not just like teleporting the ether up there, we're putting it into the tower and reactivating it. Okay, maybe there is a potential to say no. Pending a more official name, we refer to those who remain here as the Garlean community. As you would expect, they are predominantly native Garleans, most of whom are uncomfortable with ethereal manipulation. To compound matters, the trauma inflicted by anima is still fresh. If the tower were to suddenly light up again, it is like to cause distress and reopen old wounds. Better that than facing a mass invasion by Golbez and his Voidsent hordes, surely. Of course, we acknowledge the gravity of the situation, as well as the promised bloodshed should we fail to act. Yet even were we to convey your warning to the public, many simply do not understand the workings of magic or the rift. We will struggle to comprehend why they must be forced to relive personal horrors for the sake of something they can't imagine. That's fair. What's there to imagine? Haven't these people seen Voidsent with their own eyes? Let us suppose you encounter someone who is freezing in the cold. A natural thing to do might be to make them a fire, yes? But what if that person's sole experience with fire was being badly burned by it, and they harbored an acute fear? They would just run away and stay cold. Despite the benefits, nay, the necessity of the warmth you offer, they may flee on instinct, or worse, misinterpret your actions for aggression and lash out. That's very true. So like the fire that torments this individual, the Tower of Babel torments the people of Garlemald. Yet we cannot afford to falter here. We must find a way to help them overcome their fear. I agree. To that end, the contingent will assist however we can. We should speak with Alphino and Alice. With their rapport, with the rapport they have... Is that how you say that? Rapper? Rapport they have established with the Garlean people, I dare say they can provide us with valuable insights. In the meantime, Urianger, might I ask you remain here to oversee the technical aspects of the tower's activation? The fact that they released the... Oh, Tertium. They released the trailer a week before they released the patch, which they normally, it's way before that, at least like a month or 3 weeks. They released it a week ago, and since then I've probably seen it twice. Like the information is too fresh in my mind. Like I feel like it should have been released a little earlier, but obviously they just weren't ready. It's fine. But like I already remember the twins while standing side by side about to activate something, so clearly they're gonna go into the tower and activate it for us. So obviously this is a yes. Of all the things. Oh, you two gonna talk? To dread fire even when one is freezing, to become a prisoner of one's fear. 'Tis a fate to which Voidsent too can succumb, I have taken the liberty of explaining our objective. I knew you wouldn't be able to stay away. I'm glad to see you, Rin. Vritra has explained our present dilemma. 'Tis no unfounded concern that the Garleans might take poorly to the reactivation of the Tower of Babel. That's putting it mildly. Many would be up in arms over it. Trust in the Ilsebard contingent is fragile enough. We need to tread lightly, or we risk jeopardizing everything we achieve. Trust, again. Well, it seems to me there's naught for it but to speak with the people. Rather than harping on about the necessity of the plan, we need to lend an ear to their concerns, and perhaps we can begin working towards a compromise. Alright. You scratch my nose, I'll scratch yours. In that case, I'll take you to meet the community leaders. They're at a station called Senatus, near the Senaculum Imperialis. I would be honored to speak with them, though it would be prudent to learn where people elsewhere stand as well. But that I will leave to others. Save Zero. Might you accompany me? I'm sure those in Tapper's Den will have their own opinions. Alphino, if I may drag you along. Alright, where do I go? Tertium, we leave to you. You are no stranger to the people here, so it should take little prodding to convince them to speak freely. Okay. Then it's settled. Once you've learned what you can, let's all meet in Forum Solius, where we'll have what I hope is a productive discussion. I don't know if Ritra and Zero are gonna have as good luck as the rest of us. Varshan, I guess. The Tower of Babel. But what's it got to do with Voidsent? I can't say I understand. Still, your people have done much for and more for us Garleans. If you say it's necessary, then that's good enough for me. That was a little too easy. Well, technically, they blindly followed the Empire. I mean, if they were going to wake up to that, they'd be questioning more about this at least. Not just, I trust you. Whatever its present state, the Imperial Palace was once the pride of Garlemald. I mean, no disrespect to you and yours, but shouldn't the Garlean people be its caretakers instead of foreigners? Though if we dared speak thus to some of the contingent, they might make assumptions, cut our rations, or worse. No, forget I said anything, please. No. So some are worried that they might lose help if they act out. Activate the Tower of Babel. Are you out of your mind? I skipped that line. That abomination transformed my friends and family into monsters. I can't even bear to look at it whenever I step outside. If you want to do something for us, tear that bloody thing down. Right after we activate it. Fee. That tower isn't right, I tell you. All those magics. Years ago, when I lived in the provinces, the locals razed our village to the ground with the stuff. Made things appear and disappear and fly and burn. Can still see it when I close my eyes. You've done us a good turn, dear. But let's not talk about that tower any longer. It's unnatural. Okay. We're not having much success. No, stop it. The tower is evil. It'll turn us all evil. I don't want to hear it. Leave me alone. Oh my god. My friend's like posting all of these about. It is distracting. I mean, they might be interested. What does this axe look like? Okay. See, this is distracting. I'm moving this over here for now. I can't be distracted. In fact, I should put this on battle or event. The first thing I do anytime I do a patch is like log in, go to the chat settings, and immediately turn off shout. That's a very important reminder that I think everyone should follow. I remember when I was doing Heaven's Ward and in Foundation, someone was like, sad face Harshaphant, and I was like, what happens? And I was still like 53 or something. It was, ever since then, turn off shout chat. Damn it, Euless is on his way with the others. I hope you found the people more receptive than we did. This music does not tell me things are going well. Rin, may I present to you Lord... That G is silent. Naius, and Metius, magistrates of our political council. They have been spearheading the efforts to establish a new system of government here. When we raised the subject of the Tower of Babel, they insisted that we speak no further until joined by representatives of the Ilsebard contingent. I see Elfino and Alice have yet to arrive though, so perhaps we should wait. It doesn't matter if only some of you are present. We simply wish to make one thing perfectly clear. The tower is a manifestation of Garlean ingenuity and authority. It was once the abode of the imperial family, and it will forever bear tremendous cultural significance. It is insulting enough that we have had to suffer foreigners occupying it under the guise of rendering aid, and now you propose reactivating it? Nay, we have had enough. The Garlemald of old may have fallen, but she fell in civil war, to her own people, not to Eorzea nor any other land. We came here to assert our unequivocal claim to the territory. Garlemald, and all that lies within her bounds, is beholden to no one. Okay. Arguing? I am staying out of the if the game ever asks me to make any political decisions, I'm just like, you know what? No. Alphino, where are you? There is no common ground to be found with these men. In spite of this, you would still engage with them? I would be present while someone else engages with them. I do not begrudge them their hostility. They merely seek to protect their homeland. That said, we must strive to reach an understanding with one another. We will treat with the Ilsebard contingent, if only to assert our rights. If your intentions are as benevolent as you claim, then you will agree to our demands. Demands? Our sovereignty is of paramount importance. On this point, there can be no concessions. Okay. Since their excellencies are resolved to negotiate with the contingent, I will escort them to Tertium. I also instruct Alphino and Alice to meet us there. Lord Metius and Lord Nias. By your leave, my comrades and I would speak with the residents of Senatus. Though the Ilsepard contingent holds the Tower of Babel, it is I who wishes for it to be reactivated, and thus I think it meet. Thus that I think it meet that I be present for this discussion. That's more confusing than an Urianger line. Yet, my understanding of your people's hardships, of their hopes and desires, of their dreams for the future, is sorely lacking. In my ignorance, I would struggle to contribute. Lest you worry, I will not plead our case to the community in your absence. I wish only to identify common ground, upon which we might build a relationship that sees us overcome our differences. Very well, but know that the guards will not hesitate to escort you from the premises, should they judge your actions to be inappropriate. If it's settled, then, you should all head to Senatus. I'll join you there after I see their excellencies safely to Tertium. It's like right there. Now, where is Senatus? It's right next to the Tower of Babel. This? Is this that giant building that I've, like, wondered about? That one right there? It's got a lookout point. Honestly, it's probably got info that I just ignored when I did the sightseeing log. Endwalker. Senatus? Cenaculum. Once the center of government for the Republic of Garlemald, this stately building would later house the Emperor's Advisory Council. Within its walls, countless campaigns were planned and executed, decisions that would result in untold bloodshed, bring ever greater prosperity. That's that building. Their defenses bespeak a cautious mindset, more so than Tertium. Ulysses has told us all you have Lord Nias's permission to enter and speak with our residents, but not to petition them directly for support. Remember that. Here it is, Senatus. a temporary refuge for political dignitaries, hence the tight security. I'm given to understand that outsiders are not normally permitted so much as a glimpse inside. We should consider ourselves fortunate to be given this opportunity. Okay. I hope it will be worth the trouble. As do I, Zero, as do I. Is this just like a garage that goes out into it? Oh, it's basically the same. This doesn't look like a place for advisory council. The basic design of is reminiscent of Tertium, though somewhat embellished. Well put. To begin, I propose we split up and ask the residents for their views on the Ilsebard contingent and the current state of affairs. We would also do well to learn more about this enclave itself. Should you observe anything of note, pray keep it in mind. It is through open hearts and open minds that I believe we may yet convince their leaders to work with us for the greater good. There is a lot of groundwork, footwork. What's the word? We're doing a lot of running around in this patch for sure. The stockpile of sorted supplies bears markings indicating they were provided by the Ilsebard contingent. The Enclave is clearly reliant upon the Alliance for aid. So most of this is stuff we helped with. I like their heaters. You recognize the large casks as the very same you and your comrades used to transport ceruleum from Lapis Manalis. Why they are in Senatus is unclear. Huh. You want to know what I think? I'm a soldier. I try not to think about politics at all. You get it. You get it. I'll say this much. Our leaders labor to preserve our culture, our way of life. What remains of it, at any rate. I trust them to do what's best for Garlemald. I get that they're, like, afraid that... They got to be a little standoffish, otherwise we might, like, completely take over everything about them. Which they've done to us before, but that's nothing. Please, I wish to hear your concerns regarding the tower. I can't even listen. Oh my god, it's dark over here. It might be the light that's shining at my face that makes the screen seem dark, but that looks pretty dark to me. How do I feel about the contingent? Conflicted, to say the least. I've been tasked with the distribution of supplies. And I know as well as any that we couldn't survive without outside aid. Be that as it may, even though the Empire has collapsed, we have our pride. People don't want to be beholden to others forever, and there's no denying that it chafes to see our benefactors occupying the Imperial Palace. I mean, I don't even know what to say to any of this. I just want to get to the moon here. Got an important mission. But it's hard to explain, and you got to be very careful about it. People don't suffer trauma. Finished touring the Enclave, have you? What were you able to learn? Much the same as me, then. They accept the contingent's help out of necessity and harbor a measure of resentment. It's normal. They have only themselves to blame. If they don't like the bargain, they should reject it. How many times must I tell you? It's absolutely out of the question. What's he doing? What's going on? We were wondering the very same. We came running when we heard shouting. Is aught the matter? Oh, no. I was just trying to explain. Mayhap you can clear this up. The contingent has made a reasonable request, but this man insists that it's impossible. Concerns the Magitech weapons which run rampant throughout Regio Urbanus Sima. Every time we deliver supplies here, we have to dispatch extra men to defend against potential attacks. To address the issue once and for all, we propose the elimination of the all machina that loiter near the supply route. But you heard them. They refuse to even consider it. The magistrates have already spoken on this matter. Rampant or no, those war machina are Garlean assets. Furthermore, who is to say that they are as dangerous as you attest? I'm with the contingent on this. I mean, do they want supplies? It has been suggested that this could be a pretense to scavenge Magitech material for your own ends. I know not if that is the case, but the fact remains, we cannot allow you to destroy them. We have so much access to Magitech, why? It's not like those few are gonna... More speculation by the magistrates, I presume. Ridiculous, but they have spoken, and unless we want to inflame tensions further, there's not we can do. How complicated relations become when not grounded in a clear and equitable arrangement. An equitable arrangement, of course. Well do I understand the difficulty of your position. As a soldier, you must do your duty and obey your superiors. I have an idea, but I must first speak with Commander Lucia. May I take charge of this matter? But by all means. Where are we going with this? Let us return to Camp Broken Glass, where we might discuss a solution I believe will satisfy all parties. Okay. Whatever gets us to the moon. I mean, part of me is slightly interested about this, but it's like... I don't know. This does feel like busy work. Maybe it's... I don't know. Maybe it's because we spent so much time here doing this kind of thing already. It's just like... Yeah. What do you suppose he has in mind? Honestly, I have no idea. He seems awfully confident. Who is this person again? I have completed mine inspection of the tower. Thou shalt be pleased to hear that the transference of ether will pose no difficulty. Oh yeah. Leaves this to me, my friend. Right, hold on. You're returned with glad tidings, I hope. I have no idea if they're glad tidings. This is voiced. This is not voiced. What? The camera angles, though. Welcome back, all of you. I pray there have been positive developments in your efforts to appeal to the Garlean community. Mayhap not, but there is a method by which I believe all stand to gain. As satrap, I intend to propose a trade agreement between Radzat Han and the people of Garlemald. Well, I didn't even take that into account. Please continue. The people of this nation have lived through its collapse and more, yet they have chosen to remain, for it is their home. That they have been able to survive thus far is thanks to the Ilsabard contingent, or rather, in less flattering terms, they're entirely at your mercy. Despite your noble intentions, this one-sided relationship has fueled feelings of frustration and resentment. 'Tis no surprise that some Garleans are loath to engage with foreigners, for fear of indebting themselves further, or surrendering more of their already limited autonomy. That is why I wish to present them with an equitable arrangement. One that would restore to them a sense of agency after having been forced to rely upon charity. Like what? Easier said than done. What exactly did you have in mind? Long have Garlemald and Razat Han abided by a treaty of non-interference. Freely have we traded with one another, and I wish but to continue in this tradition. We would provide your people with such supplies as you require, in return for which you would grant us leave to use the Tower of Babel, as well as share your Magitech resources and expertise. As we become more reliant upon your technologies, we will of course require more ceruleum to fuel them. This you possess in abundance, and for it you will be duly compensated. Razat Han's culture will be enriched by your Magitech wonders, and our ever-increasing demand for your wares will see Garlemald grow wealthy and prosperous. Okay, that's reasonable. Only when both sides keep the interests of the others in mind can an equitable relationship be forged. 'Tis a principle I once thought I understood, but have come to appreciate all the more in recent days, thanks to the sage counsel of a friend from beyond the rift. So Zero. Oh. Interesting. I don't even know how to explain what I thought, but Your Excellency, thank you for your careful consideration of Garlemald's future. Though I cannot speak for every Garlean, I myself see no reason to object your proposal. Indeed, if Razat Han were to take the initiative, other nations may follow suit and seek to normalize trade relations with us. Also, you get access to sweet Magitech. If you see the sense in my proposal, then I ask you to join me in the negotiations at Tertium. Your support may be instrumental in winning over Nias and Metius. Lord. By all means, go with them. I have matters here well in hand. I have learned all that I may regarding the tower's operation, so I too shall hie me to Tertium. We're getting a lot of hieing in this patch too. It's like the 4th time they said hie me away. Alright, how far are we at here? Oh, it's only been 30 minutes? It feels like it's been another hour and a half. Politics, you just forget the time. It's so interesting. Can we finally begin negotiations? Good question. It's voiced. It's not. It's not. I need a drink. Okay. A crowd you may have brought, but numbers will not intimidate us. The Tower of Babel is ours by right, and nothing you do will convince us otherwise. Rest assured, it is not our intent to infringe upon the rights of the people of Garlemald. Let us instead discuss the future. As the satrap of Radzat-Han, I wish to establish a new trade agreement between our nations. Just agree immediately. You're good. The aid we presently receive will not last forever, my lords. Sooner or later, we must stand on our own 2 feet. But to do so, we must secure a means to replenish our coffers, and the proposed agreement presents a rare opportunity. Like, they didn't want us to learn about their Magitech technology for free by taking out the supply route and studying the Magitech. But I feel like they have no choice. Like, if they got nothing, they're gonna have to share that technology for a price to get more supplies. 'Tis true, we do not want for Magitech and ceruleum, and foreign currency will be needed to procure such things as we lack. It would depend on the precise terms, but I can see the merits. What? I can't believe what I'm hearing. You served the Emperor, were a proud patriot, yet now you entertain selling nations' national resources like a common merchant? Like you, I weep for what we have lost. But if we are to rebuild Garlemald, we must make use of what precious few assets remain to us. Nonsense, utter nonsense. You are a traitor, Nias, and there will be a reckoning. Oh yes, when the people of Senatus learn of this, they will cry out for your blood. Are you still tempered or something? What's going on with you? Is your brain just off? Lord Matthias, wait. It isn't safe out there. Oh, he's gonna die. Or someone's gonna save him, and then he's gonna have a change of heart. Well, this guy's coming around. An embarrassing display. A man of Matthias' station should have the capacity to keep his emotions in check. Yeah, that was pretty, like, childish. To the best of my knowledge, Lord Matthias is a civil servant with no combat experience. Should he meet with misfortune, he may fare poorly. While I'm thrilled Lord Nias was willing to consider my proposal, I'm worried about Lord Matthias. I'm not surprised. Some people cannot be moved by mere words. Oh, this is a U-List Zero scene, for sure. It's far too dangerous for a civilian to be outside alone. We must go after Lord Matthias. Let us leave matters here in Maxima's care, while the rest of us join in the search. If Lord Matthias is bound for Senatus, we may be able to catch up with him in Regio Urbanissima. I pray he has not come to any harm. Oh boy. I feel like he's come to harm, but there's a pretty good chance we're gonna save him and make him stop being childish. It'd be too easy to just kill him off and then be like, alright. Nias was okay with it, and he's the only one in charge left or something. He needs to, like... But if we help him, isn't that worse? Isn't he gonna be, like, still pissed that he has to rely on our aid to survive? Oh, well, it's clearly on the other side of this building. Ah. He is down for the count. Don't you do a donut? This doesn't take people out of cutscenes, I hope. I highly, yeah. It's fine. Okay. I'm alive? Seems so. Voiced. Not voiced.
Praise the sisters, you are safe.
Don't think I'm indebted to you. I never asked for your help.
You love Garlemald dearly, Lord Metius. That much is plain. But you're not alone in that. We all mourn what has become of our homeland. Bristle at having to rely upon outsiders simply to survive the cold. Even now, I struggle with fear and uncertainty. Day after day, I ask myself, what is right? Where do we go from here? I've yet to find the answers. But I won't stop looking nonetheless, and I won't avert my gaze from our grim reality.
Is there hope for us?
Oh.
Aye. So long as we live. Garlemald lies in ruins, but the bonds between us will never be broken. We are the chain that connects generations past and future. You and I, it's links. Help us, Lord Metius, for all we have been and for what we may yet become. Please.
Fist clench.
To be lectured by the younger, it ill becomes a man of my station. I will rejoin the talks at Tertium. Might I trouble you to escort me?
Oh my god. I'm gonna call you Atreus.
Ere we part, I apologize for my discourtesy. I owe you my life, and I thank you.
That was much easier than I thought.
Euless, wait. I'd like a word.
There we go.
With you as well. I'm to stay close, after all.
Oh, well, now it's less interesting.
Worry not, we shall see the magistrate safely back to Tertium.
What is it?
You bound that man with trust, didn't you? That's why he did not require coercion to return.
You bound that man with trust? Do you think it's like a magic?
Shall we walk, perhaps? Chilly, standing around here. So that's how Zero came to join you.
Oh. Explained everything.
Still, I'm not sure I'm qualified to explain something like trust. I wouldn't describe myself as a sociable person. Before all this, any free time I had, I spent looking after my brother and sister. As for the magistrate, I only told him what's been on my mind of late. But I wouldn't have done so, I think, if it weren't for the twins' influence.
It's true.
Trust is infectious, in a manner of speaking. When someone believes in you, It makes you want to believe in them, in others, in yourself. Perhaps it's because the magistrate felt that earnestness that he gave us a chance. As I did after I was caught trying to steal provisions from the enemy. Trust comes easy in such company.
Little wonder my world is devoid of it. No one trusts in you, and so you trust in no one. And round the wheel turns.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense there.
During the Contra Memoria, we had already come to judge one another based on strength and usefulness.
This is just Colucia. Before they showed Coerthas Western in her flashback, I swear. And this, I know exactly where this is in Colucia, I swear. Right? I could be wrong.
You either used or were used. Those who rejected this rule didn't survive. My mother wanted to save the world, to fulfill the hopes of Memoriat's good and true. After she died, I carried on her mission alone.
Alone? Didn't you have anyone to help you?
Almost. 2 men tried just the once.
Oh?
A swordsman and a mage, whom I met when passing through a village. They had saved the people there from corrupted Memoriats. When they learned our enemies were the same, they seemed heartened. They claimed to be soldiers of a kingdom called Baron, and were traveling the realm in search of a means to end the Contra Memoria.
Baron, you say?
They invited me to join them. I refused. How could I not, having learned the lessons of my world?
Let me get it. Swordsman and a mate. No. It wouldn't, like, it can't be.
Those who would work with others always have their own motives. I would not place myself at their mercy. I would not be forced to submit. I expected some manner of outburst, some show of frustration at having failed to deceive me. But they simply watched me walk away. I didn't know what to make of it then, but now... Perhaps they shared a bond of trust. Perhaps they were the last ones left who dared. Perhaps they hoped I was like them too. Perhaps it was just an offer, and nothing more.
Are they still around? If only it was just a or, well, I guess a Dark Knight and a Dragoon, not a swordsman and a mage.
I continued fighting alone. But ultimately I was undone, overwhelmed by enemies that had banded together. I was cold, in pain, wishing desperately that someone would save me. And as I lay there in solitude, I felt it happen. The breaking of our world. Darkness washed over me, and I was swept into the rift.
Oh.
When I finally managed to return, it was to a world forever transformed. My home, now filled with abominations.
So the last flashback we got of her, that's like right before the 13th. I don't know how to... Imploded? I don't know the word. Rejoining failed.
I had a chance to learn about trust, and forsook it. I never had the power to save my home single-handed. I should have accepted their invitation. Had I joined them as I've joined you, I might not have had to face the end of the world alone. But it's all history now. No amount of reflection or regret will change our present reality.
Whatever may have happened in the past, you're still here, Zero. Alive. So long as you're alive, there will always be hope, no matter how bad things get. What you couldn't do yesterday, you might still do today. Think about it. It's plain that you've forged bonds with those around you. If you didn't feel that in some sense, would you have risked your life as you did for a meager ration of boots? I trust you too, for what it's worth.
Oh, good guy. Every scene. There's not a single scene where she
There it is
doesn't
again.
tip the hat.
The fire that burned in my breast when you came to my rescue. The urge to weep though there is no sorrow.
That every day.
If this is trust, then what must I do? How do I answer it?
With a handshake, perhaps? That's too misleading for however you like. I mean, this is also very vague, but just being like, yeah, this is how you handle it. You just handshake. Oh, they're gonna handshake, aren't they?
Give me your hand. It's not
Okay.
something you do constantly, mind. A friend is a friend regardless.
A friend. So that's what it means. Someone you trust.
Depends on the person. But yes. Did we really trust him, though? I admired his dedication and everything. Wouldn't say that I mean, how can you trust someone that murdered literally? He's the reason this place is in ruins. I mean, come on. But now we're just so obsessed with him. Everyone's obsessed. I personally even like him too. Used to not. When I first met Zero, I wasn't sure what to make of her forthright to a fault nature, but now I understand she is simply an honest soul to the core. Thank you. I feel at last as though I found the answers I sought, and I owe it all to you and Euless. Right then, I expect the others have already arrived back at Tertium. We should join them. What were we doing? Something about a moon? Skill speed's good for Gunbreaker. It's not great. It's better than tenacity. Okay, that's a blank. That's just a bad statement. A certain amount of skill speed that I wouldn't have to meld if I had food is good for Gunbreaker. Full glad am I to see everyone returned, and none the worse for wear. I thought that was maxing out. That was weird. Various representatives of the Garlean community are gathered here at this very moment. I dare say this is a fine opportunity to announce a trade agreement. You've read the memorandum. I trust you find the terms acceptable. I do, and Nias, I pray you forgive my disgraceful conduct earlier. I'm ashamed not only of my behavior, but of placing the burden of negotiation solely on your shoulders in my absence. But he came around fast. You should know, when we brought up the subject of the tower's reactivation to the people at Tapper's Den, some reacted quite strongly. Once we explained that it would be to prevent another Voidsent invasion, however, they were more receptive. It's fair to say the recent episode is still fresh in their minds. I tagged along to deliver a supply of ceruleum. I have to say, I didn't expect to see such a large crowd. Even the stuffy Imperials, who normally keep to themselves in Senatus, are here. Ahem. My friends and countrymen, lend me your ears. I am pleased to inform you all on this joyous occasion that we, the people of Garlemald, have entered into a trade agreement with Hydalaen. To inaugurate our accord, we intend to grant the individuals before you access to the Tower of Babel. In return, Hydalaen will provide us with supplies, which shall be equally distributed amongst the settlements of our nation. Let me be clear on one point. This is not an act of charity, but trade, a bargain struck between equals, rooted in trust and respect, and it marks a significant step towards rebuilding our nation and regaining true independence. Hydalaen holds Garlean technology and ingenuity in the highest esteem. It is my hope that, through this agreement, our peoples will enjoy a mutually beneficial relationship for years to come. Now then, we bid you gather around to hear the particulars, that you might convey them to those elsewhere. Is the game just suddenly really quiet? It's like the music is getting quieter. Or I'm going deaf. I am pretty old. So burdened by hardship and trauma were the people of Garlemald that they were unable to imagine a brighter future. To be recognized as equals as a nation with something of value to offer to others, that validation alone is enough to rekindle their hope. 'Tis by virtue of this partnership that we may access the Tower of Babel, a rather timely development given the ether tank's impending arrival. Once the tower's stores have been replenished, we need but await Ishtola's signal to channel the energy to the moon, yes? Then you can leave that and anything else on this end to me and Alphino. No need to worry. Devote all your energies to the mission in the void. As ever, I am in your debt. Hat tip? One of these days I'm going to count every hat tip. I want to know how many we have total. You are good friends. Oh. Good job, Zero. You're making more character development than Most characters in this game. Not that they're bad. She's just starting from nothing, so she's got a lot of room to improve. I'm not wrong to call them that, am I, friends? Moments like these give me hope that we still have a place in this world. Alright, how far are we along? I know there's a trial. I might go up till the trial and then make a separate video for the rest. We'll see. Lunar Rendezvous. His voice. Look at that camera angle. This is definitely
Let us
voice.
take a moment to review matters as they stand. Having procured sufficient stores of ether, we may now channel the requisite energy unto the moon via the Tower of Babel. Our work on the star is complete. However, we have yet to receive word from Y'shtola as to the state of the lunar preparations.
A ritual to open the gate, and measures to forestall a void-sent invasion. Neither task is simple nor quickly completed. She would doubtless benefit from our assistance.
The very thing I was about to propose. Let us join her above and lend what aid we may. Ere we set forth, however, Y'shtola did bid me relay a message to thee. As thou art well aware, a key objective of our mission is the extraction of thy sister Hydalaen from the Void. Held captive for millennia and divested of an eye, she is like to be severely weakened. To make good her escape, she shall require aid. Aid that is best provided by a fellow great worm.
Rian is talking a little different.
You would have me go in my true form. Very well. Like our sire, we great worms are capable of traversing the great expanse. The journey will take some time, but I shall take myself to the moon.
Wait, we could have used a dragon to fly to the moon this whole time.
To begin with, I shall return this vessel to Radzadhan, that I may have both my eyes.
Oh?
And until such time as we find Hydalaen, I would entrust her eye to your keeping.
Okay. 100% using that to fight.
Will
Oh! Will you do this for me? Okay. Thank God it was a short line. Got an itchy trigger finger, apparently. Just hands off.
We shall contact you via Link Pearl once all is in place on the moon. You need but follow Y'shtola's instructions.
Understood. We'll be ready.
What are you gonna do?
Take care, Zero.
Oh.
It will be the briefest of homecomings. I'll be back before you know it.
She is almost there.
in mare elementorum, then. Go well.
To the moon. Or do I have to go meet at the Tower of Babel? Sinus lacrimarum? Oh. Duh. Duh, I'm so dehydrated. It's ridiculous. Well, this patch is... I mean, that little section was quite long. It felt long. It wasn't that long, but... So far, this patch is feeling like it's going to be longer than the last two. When the moon... When Xenos brought me here, I remember feeling surprised that such a desolate place could exist in the source.
I took the liberty of informing Ishtola of our arrival. She and her entourage should be here momentarily.
Oh, right, Nadana came. And the guy who...
Forgive me. I'd hoped
Very
to have
handsy.
everything in order sooner. My thanks for the extra hands.
Alphino and Alice stand ready at the Tower of Babel. Vritra is also en route.
Excellent. You've done well, all of you. For my part, I've managed to prepare the ritual with help from the Watcher. All that remains is to channel the ether from below. This should, I pray, open a gate leading to the moon of the 13th.
May I just say how excited we are to be a part of this grand undertaking. The development of the artificial Atomos was one thing, but this is an opportunity like no other. Ishtola even managed to get a loan of elegant treatises on void sense summoning from the prized collection of the Sons of Saint Koinak. The Empire's application of etherochemistry in regulating void gates provided us with many a useful insight for our work, let me tell you.
I did not understand that sentence.
I asked a favor of Grahatir when we were comparing notes on cross-rift travel. Given his credentials, I was confident he wouldn't be denied. The knowledge of our forebears has brought us far, as has our own. And with our knowledge and resources, we shall construct a void-sent containment seal on a heretofore unseen scale.
Okay.
Containment seal? Then thou wouldst make use of...
Aye, a tried and tested means of holding dark entities at bay is readily available here. 'Twould be remiss of us not to employ it. We shall reforge the brands that Xenos and Fandaniel destroyed.
Wait a minute.
That which held even Zodiark shall more than suffice for void scent of any persuasion.
Okay, so the prison from Zodiark is literally there so that if they come through the gate, they're trapped. They can't pass. Right? Is that what they're saying, basically? I hope so.
The Watcher is already hard at work, tending to the most critical parts of the brand's restoration. There are, however, a number of concerning factors that remain. With your help, I'm sure we can resolve them.
Time is of the essence, so I suggest we continue this discussion as we make our way to the brands.
Okay. But how'd you figure out how to make the gate? I thought that we needed, like, the brands to actually make the gate. You know what? Zodiark was held here, and he was connected to all the shards, so I have a feeling that's something. My brain is not working as far as lore goes right now. I know I knew it at one point, but now I'm just like, huh? Ishtola usually explains it pretty well, though. This seal we mean to erect. I assume it won't hinder a half void scent like me from going in the other direction. I hope so. Or what about coming back? What if she can't get back through? Ishtola, hath done well, indeed, to devise a seal in so short a time. 'Tis a testament to her ingenuity in times of need. I didn't even think about it, like trying to build anything to prevent them from coming through. How did you fare with the preparations below? Oh, we didn't do much. Everyone else did something, but we just stood there. So this is one of the brands that once imprisoned Zodiark. Were I to describe it to my comrades back home, I doubt my words could do it justice. It seems there's another scene over there. Now then, to the matter at hand. With the Watcher's assistance, we shall reforge each of Zodiark's brands and use them to erect a barrier capable of repelling void scent. Yet, though we expect it to be effective against larger beings on account of its original purpose, there's a chance it will allow lesser void scent to slip through. Therefore, we should require a second line of defense, and I believe the Labyrinth's supporters would be suitable for this purpose. Just line up the robots. Urianger, Rin, the two of you have a strong rapport with our lunar allies. I would have you meet Livingway and Bestway Burrows and provide any assistance they require. I will join you. As a void scent, my knowledge may be of use. That was also part of the trailer. An excellent idea. In the meantime, the rest of us will see to reforging the brands. I will send word when we have finished. Pray do the same. It was certainly in the trailer, but I don't know what the context of Zero coming with is. I think it's... she's gonna be afraid of them. Or figure out that they're just adorable or something and freak out. What are these things? Livingway, I trust thou hast been well. There you are. Ishtola surprised me of your present undertaking. I understand that she wishes to deploy our pride and joy, the veritable carrots of our eye, our unrivaled combat supporters, as a precautionary measure in case this void scent containment seal of hers proves lacking. How long was that sentence? As we speak, my fellows are rounding up what units they can, and will bring them to the northeast corner in short order. Please wait. There. Okay. Flopping way. I don't know if I've ever seen a flopping way. How you doing? Ever grateful am I for the Labyrinth's irrepressible compulsion to help. Despite their bestial appearance, these creatures are highly intelligent, and much like you and yours, they take pleasure in helping others. Oh my god, the itchy nose just never stops today.
Dreadfully sorry to have kept you all waiting.
Oh, thank god. My favorite voice actor in the game.
Hello there, friends. A new person. Heard there was a bit of a rush, so we gathered what combat-ready supporters we had available.
Thank you.
A welcome contribution. Thine initiative never ceaseth to amaze.
Oh, stop! You're making me blush! Though we have fulfilled the purpose given to us by Hydalaen, aiding the people of Aetheris remains our greatest joy. So you can count on us, ever and always. Right, so, we originally deployed these supporters to patrol the moon and keep it safe. They've never tussled with void scent before, but with sufficient data, they ought to hold their own against the ghastly fiends.
Oh, I think I know the context of the trailer now.
Practical, tactical data acquired And who better to give the supporters an educational thrashing than the champion of Atheris?
What about a half Voidsent that's right next to me?
I believe I would make a better instructor. Not only have I fought Voidsent, I am one.
Is she trying to scare them? Wait, what? Why'd they run?
Well, don't just stand there. Engage! 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 Engage!
Wait, she's gonna like destroy them though.
That'll do, that'll do! A defeat bitterer than the bitterest carrot. Using this experience, we must enhance the supporters and turn them into void-sent slaughterbots!
I feel like this is gonna...
Indeed. Right after we've managed to put the poor dears back together.
Pray forgive our comrade's enthusiasm. May I inquire as to how long the repairs will take?
On an ordinary day, I'd say no less than 5 carrots briskly consumed.
Well, that's a long time.
But if you were to provide us with encouragement, we just might be able to do it in 2.
What kind of encouragement? Yeah, it's 100% up to him.
This I leave to you.
Wait, no. Wait, what do I have to... What kind of encouragement can I get? Oh, I physically have to rally them. I see. The leopard's eyes twinkle with anticipation as they await your buoyant exhalation. To wit, they yearn for you to rally their spirits. Hold on. Okay. Praise. Uncountable or countable praise. Got it. Though I fear my laudations, I'd have to look that one up too, will leave them wanting, I shall do mine utmost to rally the leopards. Where'd Zero go? Okay. Rally. Oh, thank you very, very much. You don't know how uplifting it is to have you encourage us. I mean, showing us the proper techniques so we may keep our supporters operating at peak efficiency. Okay. Now I'm gonna do the shortcut way. Rally. With you cheering me on, I can do not less than my very best. Rally. What? Engage. Oh, sorry. I was in the midst of... Forgive me. The sight of precision parts is strangely soothing and sleep-inducing. But I'll try to keep moving. I don't want to yawn or I'm going to fall asleep. No, I have to be moving. There. What a marvelous feeling. There's nothing like wild gesticulations of encouragement to fire you up. My, everyone is in high spirits indeed. Thanks to your encouragement, we'll have the supporters up and running in no time at all. pray attend to the remaining busy work and lead the deployment of our new and improved void sent slaughterbots to us. But going off of that data, aren't they gonna be a little too strong now? I still have to fight them when I come back here. Just make them level 95.
Can you hear me? We've just finished restoring the brands.
Ooh.
Let us reconvene once you've finished tending to matters there. The culmination of our efforts is nigh.
You actually voice acted like only 2 lines? Ishtola, was it? The brands are ready, I presume. Excellent. With the Leperates having deployed their supporters, we are ready to proceed. Let us rejoin Ishtola post-haste, and prise open our gate unto the void. Okay. Okay. How long is it? Okay, we're at hour 20. I don't know how much is left, but I think whatever video I make next will be just straight to the end. I might split it right here. Because I don't know how long this cutscene is. I do know that when I was getting ready for a raid, other people were doing story, and I had to wait like 10, 15 minutes on them. Because they're stuck in cutscenes. So I'm assuming this might end up being a long cutscene. Let's talk to everyone first, though. Some manner of cactar attempted to make mischief, but no one came to harm. How did you fare? Has Estinian not been up here? He hasn't seen these cactar? I have duly informed Ishtola of our task's completion. Will you all attend to matters in the 13th? I shall remain here and ensure the integrity of gate and seal both. This is it. With the Stinian keeping us safe, we were able to finish repairing the brands without incident. Nice. But there are a lot of cactar like right around the brands right there. And moose over there. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go restock the water and all that, and we'll finish this up in episode 18. I keep forgetting. Either way, that's it for this one, so thanks for watching.